all of these people, the parents, the astronauts, everyone involved that you saw, are crisis actors.
Crisis actors.
Hi, ich begrüße euch hier auf dem Kanal seit langem mal wieder mit einem exklusiven Video für Aron Morhoff und ich möchte heute mal ganz kurz in die Thematik Challenger-Absturz 1986 einsteigen. Da gibt es ja neben der offiziellen Darstellung, dass es dort eben im Januar 86 zu diesem verheerenden Unglück kam und alle Insassen starben, auch die Deutungsebene und die alternative Darstellung, dass die Insassen bei dem Unglück selbst nicht an Bord waren, sondern es sich dabei um eine PSY-OP gehandelt hat. Die eigentliche Crew bis heute unter verdeckten Namen, unter anderen Persönlichkeiten weiter lebt und sozusagen nach dem Unglück ganz normale Leben geführt hat. Jetzt kann man natürlich sagen, wieso kommt man mit so einer abgefahrenen Theorie um die Ecke? Ist es nicht pietätslos den Angehörigen gegenüber, den Opfern gegenüber? Ich möchte allerdings diese interessanten Entdeckungen, Merkwürdigkeiten, Unstimmigkeiten, die es dazu gibt, in deutscher Sprache einfach mal vortragen. Ich weiß und habe gesehen, dass es dazu noch nicht sehr viel gibt. Deswegen ohne weitere Vorrede hier ein Ausschnitt aus einem Podcast. Deswegen auch nicht wundern, dass das gezeigte Material immer mal wieder an 2, 3 Stellen durch so ein Hintergrundgesprochenes unterbrochen wird. Das liegt einfach daran, dass dieser Film im Rahmen eines Podcasts gezeigt wurde bei Sam Tripoli. Der Gast war Sean Hibbeler, der eben da einen Ausschnitt aus seinem Film zeigt und die dann immer mal wieder was dazu kommentieren. Ist an sich aber reibungslos anschaubar. Ich habe es untertitelt und stelle diese These einfach mal mit euch, für euch in den Raum. Lasst mich gerne wissen, was ihr davon denkt. Ich bin der Überzeugung, man sollte auch vor den Themen Raumfahrt, All, Mondlandung und so weiter nicht zurückschrecken und es nicht als so ein heißes Eisen betrachten. Ich will da einfach auch die Debatte eröffnen, was diese Thematiken angeht, weil ich glaube, dass da einiges zu entdecken ist. Und deswegen schaut's euch mal an. Ich finde es extrem interessant und ich finde einige dieser Argumente, die da angeführt werden, durchaus betrachtenswert. Alles klar, bis zum nächsten Mal. Lasst mich wissen, was ihr denkt. Wenn ihr hier zum ersten Mal seid, lasst doch gerne ein Abo da, ein Like, einen Kommentar. Möglichkeiten der Unterstützung findet ihr in der Videobeschreibung. Bis bald.
He knows about the explosion.
Exclusively by researchers and reporters, investigators, who have found that those supposed people that were in the Challenger are still alive today.
We remember
Get some side-by-sides for you, Sam.
the commander who spoke the last words we heard from the
what are we
shuttle channel.
doing here?
Oh, hold on.
We
It gets
remember
better, don't
Michael
worry.
Smith. We remember Judith Resnick. We remember Krista McAuliffe. We remember Alison Onizuka. We remember Ronald McNair.
People still think the Challenger exploded with these astronauts. It was a horrible thing. Never happened. Yes, the rocket exploded. There was no one on board.
So imagine you're at the launch of the Challenger. This is a historic moment and it blows up in midair. Whether you are personally related to somebody on there or don't know anybody, you're going to be a mess. This is an emotional, incredible scene. And CNN was reporting and they told the cameraman, let's get a live shot of Krista's parents. And when they zoomed in on them, they were giggling, they were laughing, they were smiling. I don't know how you can put a smile on someone's face, even if you told them the funniest joke in the world at that very moment. Just look at their face. Is that the face of somebody whose daughter just blew up in the most horrific, violent accident ever? Or is that somebody playing a role, not knowing that they're on camera and thinking about the money that they may have gotten? You can hide somebody that's allegedly dead right in plain sight. All you have to do is move them a little farther away, give them a different job, claim that they're somebody else. You don't even need to change their name.
So statistically speaking, the odds that almost everyone on the Challenger have exact lookalikes with exact names still existing is kind of laughable, honestly. Exact doppelgangers existing in the world with the same names, and when confronted, they get very nervous and their stories begin to conflict and they have the same mannerisms. You know, it doesn't take a lot to put it together, honestly.
Let's start with former NASA astronaut Michael J. Smith, with the same name as this retired professor from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Are you Michael Smith?
Yeah.
Professor at university?
Retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by because there's this room. Are you aware of that? There's a rumor on the internet.
It's not me.
That people are saying.
Yeah, it's not me, obviously. I mean, anybody that looks at my background, looks where I was born, it's not me. I mean, it's interesting that the Michael J. Smith that was the astronaut looks something like me when we were younger, but really not if you really look at facial recognition.
You never been a pilot, never been in the military?
Pilot jacket on.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I don't respond to the emails I get. I get probably an email, maybe 2 a month.
Really?
And I got one guy that's been really hounding me, and I turned it over to the FBI.
Okay. Yeah, you just sure look a lot. It's the same name.
I know the facial thing, but that's what we looked like. What? 40 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn. Michael J. Smith, identical looks, dimples the same, teeth the same. There's really no denying it. And before he could finish the question, Michael denied it. Oh, that's not me, you know, and laughed it off. What's he going to say? Oh, you got me? Not going to happen.
The driveway footage of Michael J. Smith, that's real. I mean, that can't be a deep fake, you know. So at some point, you got to stop trusting liars.
We don't hide our space program. We don't keep secrets and cover things up. We do it all up front and in public.
Next is former NASA astronaut Judith Resnick with an exact doppelganger working at Yale University. 37 years have passed and she hasn't even changed her name.
And how she talks.
Side by side, there's no denying it.
We got her at Yale.
When she's approached, she has a very odd way of not responding.
Hey, Judy? How you doing? I'm from the press. I just had a quick question, if you don't mind.
What press?
From a radio station in San Bernardino. I know there's a conspiracy about the space shuttle. No, I want to be polite.
Where you going, Judy?
Friendly, just a question. So there's a lot of rumors about you being on that space shuttle. Obviously, you know, if you want to comment, we would really appreciate it.
Kind of odd that Judith is in full panic mode when realizing the press is in her presence. She's no stranger to being in the spotlight. She even made her way into Hollywood for a quick cameo.
If the choice is to allow Americans to be taken as hostages or to be executed, I'll bring my own fucking rope. Saddam backed down, and Ambassador Wilson helped thousands get safely home.
Just a random professor
in a Hollywood movie. When he himself came home to the United States, he was warmly greeted by our president, who took him to the Oval Office and introduced him to the War Cabinet as an American hero.
The next guy's my favorite.
Commander Dick Scobie had a company called Cows and Trees.
Look at those eyes, Johnny.
Look at his website. It was an animation of a cow taking off like a rocket.
Back up a few seconds, Daddy.
With a smoke stream coming out of
his
his backside.
This was his website of Cows and Trees. Cows and Trees is a marketing firm.
It looked remarkably just like what we saw with the Challenger. And after we started making videos on that and it started going viral, that website disappeared, never to be seen again.
And nobody could have predicted back in 1986 that in 30 some odd years from then that there would be something called the internet that would bring all this information to the tip of your fingers.
That's it.
And you'd be able to search through pictures, Facebooks, websites, profiles. Now these people are scared. They're hiding their profiles. They're deleting their websites. They're making their Facebooks private.
Onizuka and McNair are always together. They're hanging out at NASA and always talking about themselves.
Ellison Onizuka, if you look at clips of him back in 1986 when this happened, he actually spoke like, every other word was,
Let me say that it's really a pleasure to be back.
If you look at clips of his brother, Claude, now speaking, it's the same exact thing. Every other word is,
But Ellison's dream is
continue to be carried on. I think we got some. We're very fortunate that I think we're ready to go fly. Thanks for being out here today.
His brother just so happens to be the spokesperson for the Challenger tragedy. Why aren't there any pictures of his brother back when this happened? Why didn't his brother speak at the funeral? Use your head.
Former Governor Ariyoshi, who has
just
a
like
story
the 9/11
about
passports,
a picture
right?
that survived the Challenger disaster.
The 9/11 explosion. This is the only thing that survived the Challenger explosion. Watch this.
And he wanted to pick it up on a Challenger, and he's going to bring it back, inscribe it, and autograph it. But that Challenger accident happened, and I felt very sorry to lose Elson. But I didn't even think about the photo. I thought everything else must have been destroyed completely. About 2 months later, Lon Onizuka called me and told me that they found in the water, NASA found the personal preference kit of Elton Onizuka. And she said, there were 2 things in there. One was a monk's prayer, and the other was his family portrait. So I told her, then it must be in terrible condition because...
Where's his twin brother in that picture?
The big bang up and the ocean in the water for 2 months.
By the way, that picture survived the explosion.
And then was in water for 2 months.
Cool story, bro.
And then in the meantime, NASA got the picture.
Do you think that this guy knows about it? This guy talking right now? Or do you think he's just like, this is amazing?
The people are quadruple jab by now, man. People are just dumb.
No, but
so it's very possible he just believes the picture survived it.
I think he does too. I think
he believes it.
He's like, this is incredible.
I mean, there's still people who believe the passport thing.
Ronald McNair conveniently has a twin brother named Carl McNair who looks exactly like him and is at a lot of the events now, but was nowhere to be found when the
It starts a year after the explosion.
Krista McAuliffe was a fairly new teacher, just 3 years at that school. To get her story planted, all of these people, the parents, the astronauts, everyone involved that you saw, a crisis actor. Well, where's Jarvis? How come you haven't located him? And the answer is, he could have died of natural causes, a heart attack, a car accident, 3, 4, 5 years later, and it would never be reported.
I would love to.
But yeah, it's a psychological operation. It's for trauma-based mind control. Everybody on this show knows that.
Okay.
Everybody collectively, look, real quick, hold on. 20% of the American population watched it live, and 80% of the American population heard about it within 2 hours and saw it. So we're all in unison, right? We're all together on this 9/11 style where, oh my God, it blew up. We're all, oh my God, NASA, oh my God, oh my God. And then not only that, but it also leads the road of children. I don't want to go up there. That's it. No more man-made space flights. It was over. No more other humans.
No advancement. So let's get this right. Elon Musk, the smartest of smarts, can't get a rocket off the fucking ground. But we've been going to the moon, and I mean, it's just unbelievable. And it's just anywhere. Like, yeah, man.
We might be exploring the outer lands. They're not going to tell you about it, but we don't go anywhere above us. You can't get out of here. I mean, we in the film, we got to go fast pro rocket going straight up, stops at 73 miles. It will always stop at 73 miles. Go ahead and do it yourself, audience. Go get your own funding. Go get your own rocket. Put cameras everywhere. You will not go past 73 miles up, just like you can't dig down more than, 7.3 miles.